American industry on the march. To Wally Ballou now in Harper's Ferry, New York. Come in, please, Wally Ballou.
Please, blonde, blue-eyed Wally Ballou, speaking from Harper's Ferry, New York, home of the Waukesha Glass Fruit Factory, makers of some of the most beautiful centerpieces that grace America's dining tables. We're speaking with the president and founder of this concern. And first of all, Mr. Ostman, I think it's interesting to ask you this. Why you call this the Waukesha Glass Fruit Factory when you're actually in Harper's Ferry, New York?
Well, this plant originally opened in Waukesha, Wally, and several years ago we moved it here to Harper's Ferry because it was closer to my mother's house.
I see. And the factory has been here for some 23 years, I understand now, turning out all manner of grapes, peaches, pears, apples,
Spanish melons,
cantaloupes,
bananas,
watermelons,
and breadfruit.
Apricots, too?
Yes, we make almost any kind of vegetable that you can think of. We've gone through several of the famous vegetable and fruit catalogs, and I think we've covered them all. That is, the kind of fruit and vegetables that people want to have on their table.
I was going to ask you if the trend in glass fruit and vegetables changes over the years. For instance, today, are people buying as many glass apples as they were, say, 10 years ago?
Yes, people are buying more glass apples today than they were 10 years ago. Now, you take this one here. This is a Red Delicious. Now, this is made out of...
look at that. It's a work of art, certainly.
It's made out of very thin... Oops. Well, you'll have to be more careful there.
I didn't need to drop that. It was slippery as you handed it to me.
Well, see, that represents a neat paper loss now of almost $50 to me.
Are all of these hand-painted?
No, not all of them are hand-painted, Wally. Some of these, of course, are mixed in. The color is mixed in with the molten glass.
I see.
And then we have, of course, our highly paid personnel, the glass blowers, who take this molten glass and to blow it into the apples and the bananas.
I should imagine that the bunches of grapes, like this one here, are the most difficult to manufacture. I notice a look of ashen horror on your face there, sir.
On my rugged features, you mean?
Yes, I did.
Well, I'm pretty upset about this, Ballou. I think you can take your microphone and get out of here now before you spoil the whole thing for me. I thought this was going to be a wonderful opportunity for me to talk about my products coast to coast.
Well, it has
I'll
been.
never realize in actual return what I've lost here today.
No, financially you have suffered a setback.
I'm taking a bath.
You certainly have. And this is radio's blonde, blue-eyed Wally Ballou.
Oh, watch it, will you? Please?
I'm just taking my microphone out, sir.
Well, through the door.
My name is Sherlock Sage. I was sitting in my Baker Street lodgings one cool October afternoon when Dr. Clyde rapped on the door and I shouted, "Who's there?"
It's me.
Knowing immediately it was Dr. Clyde, I made my way to the door to open it. There, standing before me, was Clyde himself, but looking like he had never looked before.
Great Scott, Sage.
Yes. Clyde, what's the matter with you, man?
It's a dreadful thing. I was...
Here, come in out of the cold.
Yes.
Take off your greatcoat.
A dreadful thing happened to me, Sage.
Well, tell me about it, Clyde. Here, maybe you'd better sit down first. I had never seen Dr. Clyde look as upset as he did this very moment. And as he sat there by the flickering embers of the fire, I could tell that something was preying on his mind.
Oh, Sage, I saw something I hope I never live to see again.
Well, what was it, Clyde?
I was taking a canter through the park just an hour and a half ago.
Yes.
I pulled up short there by the statue to Lord Delson. Lord love it, Duck Sage, what happened then would frighten any human being.
At this point, Dr. Clyde seemed to drift into a sort of stupor, and he sat gazing into the fire, saying nothing but breathing heavily. And about a half hour later, he came to enough to say,
Would you have just a spot of port, Sage?
"Yes, I'll get it for you, Clyde."
What I saw today.
Hello, what's this?
What, Sage?
There's not a drop of port left in this decanter, Clyde. It was full this morning. There's some funny things going on here.
Sage, look there by your collection of ancient firearms. Look,
What is it, Clyde?
hanging over the collection. Look. Dust. I've never seen so much dust, Sage.
Yes, but in that dust, Clyde, are fingerprints of one who will lead us to the perpetrator of this dastardly crime.
Sage,
Yes, Clyde?
over here, look out the window. Man standing by the lamppost below.
I've been watching him all afternoon, Clyde. I think we'll find that he has the answer to our problem.
Look, keep staring at this window.
Well, so finishes
Well,
today's...
Clyde, I don't
that's
know.
all. I'm sorry, actor.
Oh, there were several more pages there.
I was going crazy with the orchestra playing all those little stings in there.
Oh, it sure did.
Boy, that really made the show sting. Word Carr is out in Hollywood right now. He's talking with, you remember Barry Campbell, the famous movie star who's appeared on our show numberless times. He is out there now filming the new movie, If Pain Persists. And Word Carr is standing by now, all set to interview Barry on the set. Come in, please. Word Carr.
Thank you, Bob and Ray. Word Carr speaking on the set of If Pain Persists. And I'm talking with Barry Campbell, the star of the picture, and in just a moment we're going to watch one of the crucial scenes being shot. Barry, this is the charge of the cavalry scene, I believe.
That's right.
I see all of the horses and the extras are lined up over there.
Well, the extras number about 1,100. Is a tremendous cavalry charge here.
Certainly an
and,
expensive scene we're about to see put on film.
That's right. I'm a lieutenant in the 5th Field Flank of this particular cavalry outfit.
Stand by, everybody.
So I'm going to.
Get those extras over there with them horses.
We're going to shoot a.
Everybody go when I say go.
We have a rather important scene right now. A lot of action, very little to be
All right,
said.
Barry, well, you just go over and we'll follow
right,
with our
fine.
microphone and listen.
Ready on the set. All you extras and horses ready.
Talk!
Speak. Action. Camera.
I knew your father, Ferguson. You're the first Ferguson in the 5th Field Flank to fail to fulfill the fundamental functions of a field flank front runner.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a awfully frequent.
Cut! Hold it. Get the horses
Sorry,
back.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, Campbell. We all make mistakes. We'll
Real-
try it again.
real tongue twister. All right.
Got all the horses lined up on the other side. The extras.
Horses are okay, yeah.
Talk.
Speak.
Action.
Camera.
So take.
I knew your father, Ferguson. You're the first Ferguson in the 5th Field Flank to fail to fulfill the fundamental functions of a field flank front runner.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a fragrant. Doggone it.
Hey, look, come on, Campbell.
Well, I'm sorry, sir.
Try once more. Get the extras and the horses back there.
I say, Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, fragrant falsehood.
All you say is, Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, flagrant falsehood.
Bob and Ray.
All right,
Bob and Ray's announcer.
action.
Turn it back right away.
This is Word Carr.
And back here just in time, too. Well, what do they do at a remote rural firehouse? We thought now you might be interested in hearing a
cribbage game being played at the Ogunquit, Maine Fire Department firehouse.
Molly Ballou speaking. And the game has been on now for about 2 hours. And so far, it's a tie,
My crib,
4
isn't it?
games to 4.
My crib's on a deal.
That's right. There you are.
Okay, throw him away. Throw these away. You
Your
cut.
crib, huh?
Yeah, you cut.
Okay.
Oh, there's a jack. We'll get
Worth
2
one
for that.
You. You'll need it. Let's see. 8.
15 for 2.
And another 7, 22 for 2.
25.
31 for 2. I got 15, 2.
I get 1 for the
4.
last card there.
Oh, yeah. 15, 2, 15, 4,
2,
8 or 12.
15, 6.
You don't need to look at mine. You can take my word for it.
19.
The 2 players of the playoff
You
here,
get 19 on that
counting
one. so
each
I'll
other's
just take
hands.
19.
the left-hand player just got 19, and that would make
Well,
him...
you can't have 19.
Somebody said he can't have 19.
That's my wife, Mr. Below.
What do you have to butt in on it for?
Well,
It
it-
looks as if a fight may start at any moment.
See, I'll count it again. 15-2, 15-4,
He's counting it up again.
15-6. Round of 3 is 9. 2 is 11 and 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. 15. No.
You don't know how to count. That's your big trouble.
Well, let's say 15-2, 15-4, 15-6. The run of 3 is 9. 15.
All you got is 8 there.
Well, let's see.
And I got 12, and that puts me out.
Wait just a
See
minute.
him?
there.
Count them. Go on, count them there.
Well, let's see. You have 15-2. Oh, I can see 8. I don't see where you get 12 out of that.
See them 4 there?
Now, listen
2
here.
pair. That makes 4.
Wait just a minute. I've been playing cribbage here with you for a good many years. You don't
4
have
and
to
8
start
is 12.
getting huffy
12
with
put
me.
me out. That's about it. The game is over, and we'll have a further report on who the winner was at a later time. And now, with his stirring theme, Old MacDonald Had a Farm, recorded on the piano by his wife, we present the Bob and Ray agriculture expert, Dean Archer Armstead, director of the Lackawanna, New York Field Station. Dean, it's a real pleasure to see you again. This is Friday. Today we thought maybe it would be interesting if we handed over some of the mail to you and let you answer some of the farm problems and questions that have been submitted. Several people, Dean.
Try to answer the questions that will be posed in our communications.
Several people, Dean, have submitted samples of various twigs and leaves which they have found in their travels during vacation. I'd like to have you identify them. If you would. Open up the first
Well, that
one.
one you're holding in your hair now,
See what it is.
that's poison sumac.
Poison sumac. Here is a branch, some kind of a, looks like a vine of some
That
sort.
is some sort of a vine.
And can you identify it a little more clearly? I mean,
Well, it's a type of vine that grows in the eastern section of the North American continent, extends all the way from the Maryland, clear up into the Canadian provinces, Canadian.
I see. All right. Our next one here is a shiny red leaf, a small leaf.
It's a maple leaf.
That's a maple leaf. And this one here, how about this?
Oak. Oak leaf.
And this letter is very interesting. It says, I believe that during my vacation I stumbled upon a man-eating mulberry bush. I
Man-eating
am
mulberry
submitting a piece of twig from it. Can you identify it as such?
Well, I don't believe that there is any man-eating mulberry bushes anymore. For a long period of time, we were very concerned about the man-eating mulberry bush. And they just went around for so many years, it caused so much trouble, and people didn't know what to do. I would recommend in the case of it, write to me for a pamphlet, and I'll send them a return mail.
Mm-hmm. Dean Archer Armstead with the Agriculture Forum of the Air, direct from the Lackawanna Field Station. Thank you, Dean.
Very much.
Hello, this is Howard Pendleton, commonly known to you out there as Mr. Science. Today we're going to deal with the miracle of gas refrigeration. And here to assist me is a lad from New Orleans, Sanford Berger. Sandy, that's great fish country down there, isn't it?
Well, it's full of deer and elk, too. You'll also find field mice, crows, hens, oxen, cats, owls, bugs.
I see. Well, the reason I mention fish, Sandy, is because I'm familiar with a fine seafood place down there, Delacorte's Flounder Palace. It's a must for any visitor.
Why, it's been off limits for 7 years, Mr. Science.
Sandy, let's talk a bit about refrigeration today.
All right, Mr. Science.
Well, doesn't it seem paradoxical to you that a refrigerator is made cold by a flame?
Holy cats! Wait till I tell a gang at school that. I thought it was made cold by the ice cubes, Mr. Science.
No nonsense, Sandy. The principle involved here is the transfer of warm matter to cold matter. Now, did you ever notice what happens when you turn the refrigerator off?
Holy cats, yeah, the food gets spoiled, Mr. Science.
That's right, Sandy. And that's because the flame isn't supplying any cold. Am I making myself clear?
Well, I can't exactly say that all this is rubbing off on me too well, Mr. Science. So far, all I get out of it is if I jump into a flame, I'm liable to cool off.
Sandy, I'm going to open this refrigerator.
All right, I'll back up.
Now look in there and tell me what you see.
Well, gee, it's all wet. Leaping lizards. And the food in there is good and squashed up. And there's cheese floating down on the bottom,
Well,
Mr.
now, all
Science.
this is certainly perplexing to me. I guess the Mr. Science custodian forgot to hook it up.
Yes, there's quite a stench there.
Sandy, at any rate, you can see what happened here. The flame went out, and the refrigerator warmed up because of it.
Say, Mr. Science.
Wait till I shut the refrigerator door, Sandy.
Yes, there's a good amount of unbearableness around here.
Now I'll get the gas flame going again, and in no time at all.
Here's a match, Mr. Science. You better wear gloves when you light it. You'll freeze your fingers.
Well, there we are. Now the flame is lit, and in about a half hour, the refrigerator will be freezing again. Any questions, Sandy?
Oh, boy, Mr. Science. How come when my mother cooks a pot of soup on the stove, how come we don't get a load of ice instead of a pot of soup?
Oh, well, a stove is based on an entirely different principle, Sandy. In a stove, the flame heats the soup. You get what I mean?
Oh, yeah, gee, Mr. Science. From now on, I'm never going to throw an ice cube from a moving car. Boy, Smokey the Bear's got enough trouble as it is.
Good advice for all of us, Sandy. I'm glad I was given the opportunity to broaden your horizon here today, son. Now, this is Mr. Science, Howard Pendleton, saying knowledge is fruit for the mind, so try fruit consumption.
Hello again, ladies. We're sitting in Aunt Penny's delightful sunlit kitchen, ready for another delightful true-to-life story from Aunt Penny herself, who's just made some gingerbread. Aunt Penny, that looks delicious.
Well, you can just bet it is. And hello, everyone. Doesn't that look good, Danny?
I'll bet this is made with creamy, digestible chicken fat, Aunt Penny.
You bet it is. All my cooking and baking, I always use chicken fat because I find it so digestible. It just sits in your stomach like a commemorative $50 piece.
Well, I'm going to have a sample of it, Aunt Penny, while you get to today's true-to-life story.
But now, don't eat too much, Danny. It'll kill your appetite.
I won't, Aunt Penny.
Now then, ladies.
Do you mind if I raise the shade just a little bit? There seems to be too much sunlight here in your sunlit kitchen.
Well, would you please? Now then, the story I thought I'd tell you today is a story about...
How's that for you, Aunt Penny? Enough sunlight?
That's fine, Danny, although there's maybe a little too much coming in there. If you could just
All right,
close
just
the
close that
Venetian
door.
blinds. Just a tiny, tiny bit.
There, that's just about perfect.
Yes, that's fine. Story of Mr. and Ms. Edward Bullock.
Well, what about Mr. and Mrs. Bullock, Aunt Penny? Where'd they live?
Mr. and Mrs. Bullock.
Wait just a minute. Let me go over and fix the shade there. It flew up.
It did. Why don't you leave things alone, Danny?
Now, there it is, Aunt Penny. I'll just tack the corner of it here so it won't fly up again.
For Mr. and Mrs. Bullock lived in a small town
got a
for the
hammer,
love of-
Danny?
What?
Have you a hammer so I can tack this?
Oh, Danny, I can't tell stories if you're going to be running around the room like this.
Well, I just want to get the room.
Breaking the window, you've torn the shade down. And I've had a... Here's a hammer.
Thank you, Aunt Penny.
Now, no more, please. Let's sit quiet. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Bullock. Oh, my word, Daddy. What with all the carrying on, I'm afraid I don't have time for the story of Miss Bullock.
Oh, dear.
But you ladies remember now to do all your cooking with chicken fat. It's so digestible and so good that you'll have the fluffiest cakes and the nicest pie crusts you ever thought possible.
I'm going to help myself to some more gingerbread, Aunt Penny, if you don't mind.
My word, you're a flannel mouth, Danny. Great Scott!
Well, you're not going to leave our story there, are you?
Well, I have to. I have to leave. Between all the talk about chicken fat and you breaking the window and tearing down the shade, I haven't had time to tell the story.
Well, I'm sorry, ladies, but Aunt Penny will be back again soon to continue the story of Mr. and Mrs. Bullock.
Oh, my word.
I know it's an exciting one. Goodbye, Aunt Penny.
Bye.
Now up to Herkimer, New York, and the launching pad belonging to the good Professor Groggins. Wally Ballou there to cover it. Come in, please. Wally Ballou in Herkimer, New York.
Herkimer, New York, Wally Ballou speaking, and we're standing next to Professor Groggins' experimental space satellite. A satellite in which he hopes to circle the world. Professor Groggins, you've changed your plans from the original spaceship that you were going to shoot for the moon in.
Well, as you know, the changes and modifications are coming so rapidly now, Mr. Ballou, that it's very difficult for a space scientist or an aerodynamics engineer, as I call myself, to keep up with the times. There is a saying that if it's in production, it's obsolete, and I think that bears a good deal of truth to it as you look at my modified satellite machine. I have made several changes. First of all, I've discovered I have to use a plenty powerful engine for the original thrust.
Much more than the lawnmower engine that you had on the
that's
other
way, way beyond. I have to use almost, I think, a solid fuel now that is quite expensive. I will achieve, I think, orbital speed after approximately 3 hours out into space, Mr. Ballou, and that means that I can travel around the Earth at approximately 16 feet.
And you'll be inside the sphere as we see it here now. I wonder if we could take a look inside and describe it for our radio listener.
I wish you would, please, Mr. Ballou.
This is the door I'm going through now. He's wiping his feet before stepping inside. I suppose that
Well,
is
that's training since childhood.
for cleanliness. Here now, we're standing inside this spherical ball, approximately 8 feet in diameter, would you say?
That's it exactly, 8.5 feet this way and about 4 feet that way.
I notice a little bulge there on that one side.
That's where I put my head, so I can look out and see what's going on around me.
Will this satellite be spinning as it traverses the Earth?
It will rotate on its own axis, if that's what you mean.
Will you be going round and round inside, or will you
That's
be
right.
stationary?
That's something that I'm afraid of, but I don't know how it will turn out, that feeling of
You bothered by
weightlessness.
vertigo?
I'm sorry?
Are you bothered by vertigo?
No, I've never
Ordinarily?
had those troubles. I've never had those troubles. I wear these rubber stockings most of the time.
Well, let's move on to something else, Professor. Have you got any date for the actual launching, and do the newspaper people still think you're nuts?
Well, they think that I'm a little wacky. My countdown has reached 30, but that happened about a week ago, and I had to hurry through several more modifications. So we'll pick it up at 29, I think, sometime today.
Lots of luck to you, and we'll hang around to see what happens.
Just for the fun of it, I think I'll make it 29 now, and then stop it again.
It's 29 now, ladies
29.
and gentlemen, and we'll be counting down a little later from Herkimer. Radio's handsome Wally Ballou returning it to our main studios. I wanted to say order a glass of beer. How would I go about that?
Well, I think that's very simple. You'd indicate to the gentleman behind the bar your desires. I think that would be the easiest way. If he didn't hear you, then you might yell to him to get his attention.
All right, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
My question is this: like after I've been overhauling a cable, like, and my hands are all dirty, and I meet a lady, do I shake hands with her? You know?
It's the correct thing to...
Or should I say, well, I'd shake hands with you, lady, but I've been overhauling a cable and my hands are filthy.
No, I think you can overcome the problem very graciously and very easily if you should wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water before
Soap and water.
meeting the lady at the appointed place.
I see.
Then you can shake hands or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But it would be correct before your date to have the hands washed with soap.
Well, if it was a regular date, I mean, I'd know the girl and...
Doesn't make any difference.
But I mean, if this is a strange lady that I just met, I mean, what would I do? I hope I'm...
Well, you're not quite making yourself clear, sir.
Well, let's say I just finished overhauling this here cable.
Yes, all right.
And I come up and a friend of mine says, Freddie, I'd like you to meet so-and-so, it's a lady. And what would I do? I mean, shake hands with her or go wash my hands, like you say, with soap and water?
Well, you wouldn't, as soon as he said, I would like to have you meet my lady friend, you wouldn't immediately say, excuse me, I'm going to wash my hands with soap and water. You would say, how do you do? Try gracefully not to shake hands with her.
Well, another thing. If I have these dirty hands and I want to buy a tie, I mean, I go into a tie store,
No.
do I dare
No, I know.
handle the ties?
No, you shouldn't touch merchandise at all with those greasy hands.
That clears it up for me. Thank you.
Now, it's about all the question time we have, but if you'll be thinking of any more, the next time we're back here, we'll try to answer some more. Another of life's embarrassing little moments coming to life now as we stop in at a neighborhood supermarket.
So, Mal, what's new anyway?
Oh, nothing much, Fred. I just figured I'd get the shopping done, get home early this afternoon.
How's the missus?
Oh, great. How's yours?
Oh, great. See, you painted your house the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that all fixed up.
Well, I'm lucky in that respect. I have, so much stone and all. I just
know you
have
do.
trim to do and all.
Yeah, well, I remember when you did it.
Yeah.
I helped you out there last summer when you did it.
Yeah, you're working overtime too, are you here? I see your car
Yeah.
coming home late at night. That's
yeah,
great,
busy,
great.
busy. Hey, I was thinking
say,
we
look,
ought to...
Friday night. No, excuse me. Friday night, Bertha wanted to know if you and Madge could come over.
Well, I think
nothing
so.
important or
That's-
anything. Just come over and we'll shoot the breeze. have some
Sure,
fun, huh?
like to, and I'll ask Mads just as soon as I get home. I'm
Look,
sure.
come anytime after 7, as soon as the kids are all in
Right.
bed, you know?
You know, we were talking about the other day is maybe we can take that summer vacation place we had last year, you know, the cottage for the four of
Gee,
us.
if we could get it again, wouldn't that be great?
Oh, wonderful
Gee,
spot.
the kids had a wonderful time. Wonderful time.
Hey, didn't
Yep.
realize what time it was. I got a check for $12.50. I'd like to cash here, Fred.
Okay, personal?
Yeah.
Check. Gee, that's over $10, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I didn't realize it was so late, actually.
hold it just a second.
Attention please, attention please. This is checkout area 3. We have a person who says his name is Malcolm E. Fledge.
Oh,
That's
hey.
the signature
Hey,
on a
Fred.
personal check for $12.50.
Hey, Fred,
We
Fred.
would like 2 witnesses.
Oh,
2
Fred.
witnesses. Would you come look at the person at checkout 3
Hey,
wearing
Fred.
a dark coat, gray hat, and unshine
Oh.
brown shoes? He stands about 5'10", blue eyes, weighs about 185 pounds.
Fred.
About 5'11". Would you please come to checkout area 3? He wants to cash a check for $12.50.
50 cents. Fred, what'd you have to do? You've known
Thank
me
you.
for 15 years. What's all this? Gee,
Clam up,
Fred.
buddy. It's over 10 fish, isn't it?
Well, sure, it's $12.50, but... Oh, this is kind of embarrassing.
I don't see anyone coming around. I'm sorry. I'll,
Well, look, could I call the boss, have him verify it, or...
I can't go to the boss and tell him that I have a
I
fellow.
know, but you
don't
know me-
care. Let me finish. I
Okay.
can't go and say I have a fellow here who wants to check cash for $12.50. There is a regulation.
You have rules, I know. I know you have rules.
Right,
I
let's
tell you
see.
what, Fred, can you lend me $12.50?
Attention, please. Attention, please. He's backed down now. He doesn't want the personal check cash. He's trying to
wait.
borrow $12.50 from me.
Look, you know
we do
I'm
not
good for it,
need
Fred.
witnesses. We do not need witnesses. He is borrowing the money from me.
Well, can I have it?
Sure, here you are.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'll see you Friday then.
Right, say hello to Bertha.
Okay.
Or Madge.
We have a little surprise planned for today. Are the two people all set in opposite studios, Ray? Mrs. Worley and her brother, Mr. Worley, whom they haven't seen. They haven't seen each other for 67 years. And we've flown Mrs. Worley here, and Mr. Worley lives right here in New York.
He took a bus to get
Yes,
here.
we have them in separate studios, and we think that they're going to really have a big surprise in store for them, thanks to us.
Why don't you talk to Mrs. Worley first?
All right. Well, would you bring in Mrs. Worley, please? Come on in, my dear.
Come on, step lively, lady, will you?
Oh, wait, she's 87 years old.
Well, I don't care, Bob. We only have
Well, I know,
45
let's be kind to her. Right over
Come
here.
on, lady, step along.
Come
here.
on, Mother, right over here.
Hey,
and
Scott.
Sit down, if you will. You are Miss Tabitha Worley, is that right?
Tabitha. It's
Tabitha
yes,
Worley.
a lot of people make that mistake.
And where do you make your home, Miss Worley?
I live in Bondurant, Wyoming.
That's a wonderful country out there, I know.
Yes,
And you are 87 years young, is that right?
that's right.
And you were flown here by Bob and Ray. And do you have any idea why you're here in this studio today?
I don't have the remotest idea why I'm here.
Is there
Will you
anyone...
speak up, lady,
Well,
please?
she's speaking up, Ray. Don't...
Great Scott.
Do you have anybody that you would particularly like to see after, let's say a great number of years? Someone you used to know?
No, I don't suppose.
Anybody in your family, Miss Worley, that you particularly...
My family, let's see. No. No, it's been so long since I've seen any of them anyway. I don't suppose I'd know them if I fell over them anyway.
Do you remember your brother, Frank?
Sure.
How long is it since you saw him?
Oh, let's see. It must be about 70 years.
70 years. We thought it was only 66, but it's 70.
It's 70
Well,
years.
we have a little surprise arranged for you, Miss Worley. We like to do this now and then with the excess cash that we have from our expense account. And I wonder if you'd open the door over there and bring in our next guest.
All right, come on, will you, pal? Step along.
Now, Mr. Frank Worley is facing his sister Tabitha for the first time in 66 years. Let's hear what they have to say.
Well, what you want me here for?
This is your sister Tabitha, Mr. Worley.
Oh, hello, Tabitha.
Hello, Frank.
All right, now will you go over and sit down in our studio audience, please? Knowing that we've made two people happier. Now they have
Why don't you sit together in the same row? They're not even sitting in the same row.
Oh, and you probably have a lot to talk over, don't you, Miss Worley?
Well, I suppose, but it's been so long.
Mr. Worley, you have anything to say to your
No.
sister?
No, you've changed.
Uh-huh. Well, I know that we've...
You mind
Maybe
if
you-
I sit in another row?
No, you can sit anywhere you want. It's
Where do you
okay.
live now, Tabitha?
Bondurant, Wyoming.
And so, as they exchange anecdotes of days gone by...
Wait a minute, I better get out of here. I have an appointment. I have to have my teeth fixed. Would you mind if I run along?
No, you go
right.
ahead.
All right, and so we have rejoined the Worleys, and we know that we've added a little bit of human kindness.
Is that
to
why you flew me here?
Yes, you can go back any time now.
Well, I might as well run along home now. There's probably a plane leaving. Bye.
Goodbye, Miss Worley.
That heartwarming.
Certainly is. It did something to me.
Hi-do, wow.
Hi-ho, Webley Webster and book review time now, as we turn to literature and, with the help of the Webley Webster players, present another excerpt from a bestseller or an old classic.
This is an old classic, Bob. And I recommend this for kids and for old folks, too. I mean, old gappers will enjoy this.
I see.
And so will youngsters.
Is this one that we remember? clearly?
Or do you forget Rebecca of Tunnable Farm?
Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm. Certainly one of the great all-time stories. And I agree with you, both the kids and the grown-ups will probably enjoy the excerpt which you're going to give. What scene have the players chosen?
This happens early in the book, Bob. Second chapter. It seems the boat's about 4 days to sea, and searching for the route to the Near East to bring back spices. And as we look in on them, we find that the first mate is just reporting to the captain.
You sent for me, Captain?
Why?
Oh, taking it easy, sir.
Keep a civil tongue in ye head. Of course I sent for ye, mate.
What can I be after doing for you, sir?
Why, you...
Oh.
Oh, you didn't fall that time, matey. Well,
sorry,
now,
sir.
We'll fix that. When I hit, ye stay hit. Up off on the deck,
Aye,
mate.
aye, sir.
Where be my logbook?
Right here, sir.
Turn it open, matey.
I open it to the 3rd day of our present voyage. Opposition.
Why,
Some-
you...
Oh.
I didn't ask ye to turn to page 3 of our present trip, now did I, mate?
I said the 3rd day out, sir. That's where we are now. 3rd day out, meridian 40, latitude 44, longitude 68.
Why, you...
Oh, he didn't even come to that time.
No, but that's a very exciting
I don't
story.
remember that, though, in Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm. That's in the first part of the book?
Second chapter. So go ahead, get a hold of that book. You probably find it rather difficult to get a hold of in some of the stores, but they'll get it for you.
Okay.
Rebecca of Tunnybrook Farm. It's a good book.
A good report, a good review, then, for Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, as it is approved by Webley Webster, Boundary Literary Staff.
Now, another important episode of One Fella's Family, brought to you by Tanglefoot, the greatest name in flypaper. Today's episode, entitled Bringing Out the New Garbage, is taken from Book 62, Chapter XXI, pages 31, 32, and the bottom of page 33. As we look in on the butchers now, Father Butcher is preparing to take the...
Yes, Fanny. I think it's about time I remove the trash to the trash can out near the garage.
Yes, the neighbors have been complaining about having it out near the garage.
Foul little stuff piles up.
So near their patio, they claim that it's a disturbance to them.
Well, I've got quite a few chores to do today. I've always been bothered by their patios being so close to our driveway.
Well, I do think they have something there. I mean, maybe we could move it back somewhere else. How about down back of the forsythia bush?
Huh?
Forsythia bush. Down back of the forsythia
I
bush.
don't know why we should make that area look so unpleasant and untidy and unsightly.
Unsightly?
That's what I said, unsightly. Why not leave it where it is, out behind the garage, where it will be seen by the neighbors and not by us?
Well, it's not being very neighborly to have your trash so close to their patio.
They shouldn't have built their patio so close to our driveway. I remember when this was all vacant fields.
Bring it out.
Years ago.
Oh, what a mess.
That's
Some
a new
neighbors.
neighbor that moved in last week.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll clean it up for us. What do we hear from Claudia?
There was nothing in the morning mail at all, just a few little flyers. There's a shoe sale going on downtown at McGaffigan's shoe store.
Yes,
Why don't you get some new shoes for the fall and winter?
I suppose I should.
Some waterproof shoes, they say, are good.
Yes, with the thick soles.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be good for walking along the beach in the San Francisco winter. We don't get much snow, but it's very damp.
Or just out while you're snuffling show, even.
Well, we'll see, Fanny. There's plenty of time before the first show snuffled, or snow shoveled.
Snow snuffling.
I think maybe I'll go down to see Dr. Tucker today.
Oh, don't you feel well?
Huh?
Don't you feel well?
Oh, I feel fine. I just said I'd go down to see him.
Doesn't he feel well?
He feels fine as far as I know, Fanny.
Well, then, why would you want to be going to see Dr.
Just to have a talk with him, Fanny.
Well, don't blow up. Why don't you take the trash out?
Yes, good idea. We'll take the garbage along with us.
You've been listening to One Fella's Family, brought to you by Tanglefoot, the greatest name in flypaper. One Fella's Family is written and produced by T. Wilson Messy. This is a Messy production.
I think we ought to clean up some business that we had yesterday that we didn't quite finish.
It was cleaning up business,
That's
too,
right.
as I remember.
Yesterday we told you about a new product which is helping to democratize America. This product is Grit, spelled G-R-I-T. Grit, the paste which makes your hands look dirty and gives you that honest working man's appearance.
Grit gives you dirty hands in a twinkling. Self-conscious tycoons use it every day in 48 states, Alaska and Hawaii. Women use it, too. I read from a letter sent to us by Miss Tilly Bergenheimer of Los Angeles. She says, I worked in an airplane plant during the war. I am sorry to say I was a receptionist for a vice president. All my girlfriends were spot welders, and when we had luncheon together, I was ashamed of my clean white hands. Then I heard of Grit, and after that, I had as dirty hands as any of them.
And here's another letter with a very good suggestion. Maybe you'd be interested in a suggestion for using Grit. I am a necktie salesman, and at 5 o'clock my hands are still beautiful. Before I meet the boys from the machine shop at Hurley's, I smear a little Grit over them, and strangers think I'm a cable overhauler. Boy, do my hands look dirty.
Yes, Bob, that's a very good suggestion. Now, friends, there's just one word of caution. Grit does not come off with soap. The only thing which will take Grit off is Smurge, the paste that removes Grit. Smurge comes in a good-looking, unobtrusive gallon can. A few wipes with Smurge, and the Grit disappears. Unfortunately, the odor of Smurge does not disappear.
But we've taken care of that. You can remove the odor of Smurge with Whiff, spelled W-H-I-F-F. Whiff, the Smurge remover in the handy 2-gallon demijohn.
For this month only, we make this amazing offer. A tube of Grit, a can of Smurge, and a bottle of Whiff for $26.95 postpaid. This will give you that popular dirty hand appearance for 30 days. Rub a little Grit on your hands before attending union meetings. Then wipe off with Smurge before meeting your girlfriend. And finish with a quick, easy application of Whiff.
Be the grimiest man in your crowd with Grit, spelled G for Grit, R for Rub, I for Eyesore, and T for Theodore Gramish, a friend of mine up in Boston.
Just write to New York and receive our sensational offer, postpaid, in a plain, odorless, welded container.
When people come up to shake hands with you, they'll say,
Ah!
And it's off to Hollywood now for another progress report on the filming of the new Barry Campbell Western extravaganza film, If Pain Persists. And here's our correspondent there, Word Carr.
Word Carr speaking. They're ready now to resume shooting on If Pain Persists. Take 75 is just about to get underway. Barry Campbell has spent the night going over his lines, and the actor who will play the Colonel has... perhaps you can hear Barry in the background as he...
Colonel Frisbee,
does
that's a filthy, fragrant falsehood.
As he goes over a last-minute check of the line that he will speak to the Colonel after the onrush of the cavalry by the Colonel's tent. A scene like this, I was told by the director, costs $20,000 every time the camera rolls. And they've reloaded the film.
Stand by!
14 times. There's the signal to stand by.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a...
We've done this thing 75
It's
times.
a tongue twister.
Get the horses back there. I know this is Kind of a tough scene. I
look,
know you've been working all day on it, but we gotta get it before the sun goes down.
Look, I'm a nervous wreck, sir. Is there
You're
some
a pretty
way...
bum actor, too, Campbell.
That's beside the point now. To me, this is impossible. It's a tongue twister, a spoonerism that I just cannot utter.
Look, Campbell, all you say is, Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, flagrant falsehood. Let me hear you say it.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, flagrant falsehood.
Right. Now, what's so difficult about that, Campbell?
I don't know what it is. The minute I see the cameras rolling, I don't know. It's just the combination of flagrant and fragrant and falsehood.
Well,
and somehow,
that's the way it's written, Campbell.
Can we change the
can't
Colonel's
change.
name?
No, I want to try this just once more. If you don't get it this time, then we'll rewrite the thing.
This is take 75.
Action!
I knew your father, Ferguson, and you're the first Ferguson in the 5th Field Flank to fail to fulfill the fundamental functions of a field flank front runner.
Falsely filthy. This is a fragrant... Filthy.
You're right, Campbell. We gotta...
It's a false.
Bring the horses back.
I can't even say my name now, Director.
All right, quiet down now.
Not so funny.
Everybody's under a strain. I do see the humor in it.
About $1 million worth of goofs here, and they're all laughing.
We got time for about one more take. How about if you start the scene, Campbell? Come in and say something like, did you call for me, Colonel Frisbee, or...
I think maybe that would do it. I'd come in, rather than the Colonel speaking first, I'd say,
Right.
Did you want to see me, Colonel Frisbee? Then he could give that speech.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, I think...
You got that, Colonel?
Yes.
All right, fine.
Everybody ready. Speak. Action. Action. Camera.
Did you want to see me, Colonel Frisbee?
Good. Wonderful, Campbell. Oh, good. What are you doing, Colonel? Well, I'm sorry. I just completely forgot. I was so surprised at a clean, straight line coming out of Campbell there.
Well, I'm sorry.
My apologies, Campbell, for ruining your scene. Well, I guess we better knock off for the day. We'll finish it off tomorrow.
All right.
This is Word Car again. I'm going to try to get a few words from Barry Campbell before returning it. Barry, over here for the radio.
Oh, hi.
Had rather a trying day, didn't you?
Trying is broadly Do
you think it'll be any easier in the morning?
Well, possibly a night's
oh, yeah.
sleep.
Well, you'd better get a good night's rest.
Right.
And we'll be back here on the set tomorrow morning.
Good.
And now, this is...
I am truly, really gassed, tired.
This is Word Car, returning it now.
Thank you, Word. That would really be something to see when they get that scene finished, if they ever do. Time once again for Mr. Trace, keener than most persons. As we find Mr. Trace today, he's in his office talking with his trusted assistant, Spike, about a new clue in the case he calls the Poisoned Donut Case.
Spike, come here. Do you remember the call we received several weeks ago from that lunch cart down on the corner?
Saints preserve us, boss. You don't mean that
Yes.
you've got a clue there, boss?
Yes, a new clue, Spike. Let's get over there right away.
Saints preserve us, boss. You want to drive over, or should we go in a cab, boss?
Well, let's take a cab. It'll be quicker, Spike.
Saints preserve us.
Come
All
on,
right, boss.
down to the street.
Close the door tight, boss. We don't want anybody fooling around with your papers in there, boss.
I will, Spike. Oh, cab. Taxi.
Yes, hop in.
Take
Where do I
us.
Stop.
Take
Okay,
us
now
to.
hop in.
Oh, all right. Take us to the luncheonette on the corner.
What corner?
Corner of Spruce and Main, driver, and make it fast.
Okay.
I think this time, Spike, we've really stumbled on something.
What is the clue, boss? Don't you want to talk to the cab driver? We'll be hearing what you're saying, boss.
The clue, Spike, is this package which came in the mail this morning, and which contains a poisoned jelly donut.
Saints preserve us, boss.
You see the name on the package, Spike? It's the name of the luncheonette we're going to.
You're right, boss. Saints preserve us. I think this'll do it.
Is this the one you mean up in this corner?
That's right, driver. Pull right up there. Pay the man, Spike.
Saints preserve us, boss. Well, all right, boss.
I'll go along inside. Maybe I can start deducing things.
How much is it, driver?
Before you get here.
It's $1.
Here you are. There's $1.
Thanks, pal.
All right, boss, let's go inside here.
Quiet now, Spike. We don't want to arouse any suspicions. Well, there's no one in here except the... Spike, you're always stepping into peach baskets. Why is that?
Saints preserve us, boss. It's just my luck. Hey, wait a minute. Do you people what I trace over there?
Yes, I treated that the moment I looked at the place. These people are lost.
Well, I don't know about that. But I'll lost this much. We'll preach before we trace around here, Pooper.
I chapel that, Spike. Now let's sit down and not cause any alarm.
All right, boss.
We'll simply order a jelly donut, see what happens.
Would you like a menu, or are you people traced now?
No, we're peopled, and we've decided to treat a jelly donut.
Do you want that peopled or untraced, or do you want any coffee with it, or pooper?
Any way you want to lost it.
Saints preserve us, I don't like the look in her trays, Pete.
No, she looks suspicious, Spike. Wait until she brings the jellied people. Thank you,
There you
man.
are. Will you eat it in good trays?
Here, I'll just cut it open, Spike, and there. See? Just what I suspected, Spike. Poison.
Saints preserve us. A donut filled with enough poison to kill every human being in the town of Arnell, Idaho, boss.
This marks the end of another case of Mr. Trace and his assistant, which they have solved, we think, successfully. Join us the next time, when once again we present Mr. Trace, keener than most persons.
Here now is another member of our staff. Since this is kind of wrapping up the week, we thought it would be a good day to welcome from the Lackawanna, New York Field Station, Dean Archer Armstead, our agriculture expert, with a new feature, Dean, The Weekend Farmer. Is that right?
That's right, Bob. I might point out that I think that in America, more people now are turning back to the earth, to Mother Nature, on the weekend, to get away from the humdrum of life.
Well, of course, there's a good deal of sense to that, Dean, because we do lead pretty strenuous mental lives during the week, at least, and it's good to get a little bit of physical exercise in on the weekends when we can just kind of forget thinking about things and work with the earth.
Well, we've been working so hard up at the Lackawanna Field Station to come up with what we think is a surefire method of ridding so many people of the brittle crabweb.
The Dean has just mentioned that at the field station, they're working on problems concerning crabgrass.
I don't think it's necessary that you have to translate on it. I think the people understand perfectly well what I'm saying.
What was that?
I think people understand perfectly well what I'm saying.
Perfectly well what you're saying, yes.
And there's no need of translation.
What?
No need of translation.
All right. Now, about the crabgrass and the weekend farmer, what are the first steps that he might take in ridding himself of this pest?
Well, Bob, and you too, are very sleeping. Bob?
Don't wake him. He's sorry.
I'd like to say this, that there are, of course, 2 or 3 methods of ridding your lawn of crabgrass. One is the more difficult method by which you would have to remove it by hand as it grows up in the ground.
Remove it by hand as it grows out of the ground. Yes, that's one.
And the other method is the chemical method.
Chemical method?
Chemical method, where you can put down a chemical early disturbed, wait a little while, and it won't repeat itself.
Well, I see that our time is just about up for farm news this weekend. At least you've gotten your feet wet, Dean. And we'll look for you on the succeeding weekends when we hope you'll have more news for the Weekend Farmer. Until that time...
So long, everybody. Green thumbs. Up.
Hello there, good friends. It's time once again to go back to the launching pad at Herkimer, New York, for what we hope to be, or hope will be, a successful launching of the good Professor Grogan's satellite. Wally Ballou is standing by there now. The countdown has reached, I think, 29 or 28, so come in, please, Wally Ballou.
Ork, this is radio's Wally Ballou, and we're standing next to the satellite, which is in a moment to be manned by Professor Groggins, and he will make his attempt to launch the sphere into its orbit. We hope to be able to cover it for you right here on the air. Professor, you're down on the countdown is at what, 28 now?
28, but I'm kind of anxious to get going, and there's not much sense, so I think I'll skip right along to 5.
All right, and I presume you'll have to do the rest of the counting once you're inside the satellite. So we'll say goodbye to you, sir, and hope that it is successful. I might say, ladies and gentlemen, I feel as my father, W.W. Ballou, must have felt when he covered the Wright brothers' first flight.
3.
This feeling of being a part of history as
2.
Professor Groggins prepares to
1.
blast off. Boy,
Blast off.
I must. And there he goes, up, 14, 15, 16 feet on the nose. He seems to be having a little trouble in guiding the sphere. There's a barn off to one side, at least 20 feet tall, and he did hit the broadside of the barn, and the satellite is just stuck there. The professor is looking out the door now. What happened, Professor?
I hit a barn.
Yes, we could observe that from here. His first comment was, I hit a barn, ladies and gentlemen. You hurt?
No, sir, pretty good. Of course, I'll have to put this thing together again.
It seemed to collapse like balsa wood, Professor.
Yeah. Well,
What is that made of?
well, folding chairs mostly, and some balsa wood, like you say.
Uh-huh.
But I'm a little discouraged. I think you,
Well, I am too. I had hoped to be covering a monumental event here, and you did get into orbit for a few seconds, albeit at 16 feet. And maybe if you had a little more altitude, it might be more practical.
can't hardly tell yet, but I'll think about it, sir.
The professor is not one to be...
I think my big mistake was skipping in the countdown.
The professor now is crawling out of the wreckage. Pieces are falling to the earth some 12 or 11 feet below. And he is once again ground-borne. We'll be following up this story in later weeks, but for now, this is radio's fair-haired Wally Ballou, returning it to our main studio.
Here at our Bob and Ray microphone today is Mr. Waycroft U. Fergus, who has the most unsuccessful success story to relate to us. He was here yesterday for the program, and unfortunately time ran out. We had to put him up at the Bob and Ray Hotel. Mr. Fergus, welcome to our show, and I know that you have a very sad and unsuccessful story to relate.
Well, I am a complete failure.
A what?
Spell that Compleat.
That's rather the archaic, isn't it? The archaic way of spelling it.
Yes, but it's complete.
Well, now, Waycroft, if you don't mind me calling you that, you hail from the Midwest somewhere, I understand.
Yes, I started off when right after I flunked out of school, as the president of a bank in my hometown.
I see.
After 2 weeks there, they saw through me immediately.
Yeah.
And I was demoted to vice president, where I...
Within 2 weeks, you became vice president, is that right?
Yes, and then after not distinguishing myself there for a week, I was put over on loans.
Well, of course, that was a position of trust, a position of envy among the other employees, I should imagine.
Yes, after 5 days at loans, I made several mistakes. First of all, I didn't secure any of the loans.
Mm-hmm.
And,
well, this is a familiar story. You were then made chief teller, isn't that right?
That's right. I was made chief teller. And then my
Where did you go then on your way down?
Well, after I displayed my complete lack of knowledge of arithmetic and bookkeeping, I was put into a uniform and made guard.
In other words, you had a position of responsibility and trust on your
Yes.
next step downward.
While cleaning my gun, I shot off one of my toes. And I was then put in charge of cleaning the window on the outside.
In other words, you now were on the outside of the bank rather than inside, although still being paid by the bank.
Yes, after accidentally setting off the alarm I was promoted then down to keeping the sidewalk clean and neat.
Picking up cigarettes and things like that otherwise would have made the
And
bank.
scraping gum off the sidewalk with a stick with a nail on it.
Well, you certainly had proved yourself quite unsuccessful at that point. What was your next step downward, sir?
My next step downward was to go back downstairs and be in charge of sweeping down by the vaults.
Well, then you still were with the bank at this point.
No, I was not, and...
Oh, you decided to sweep around the vaults, although you had been discharged by the bank. Is
Yes,
that right?
and at 3 a.m. in the morning.
I see. And from there, you spent some time in prison, I understand.
Yes, one of the state-owned institutions.
Mm-hmm. And upon your release, did you continue your unsuccessful climb
No, that's
downward?
where my story is now. I just wanted to prove that I am a complete failure.
Thank you very much, Waycroft U. Fergus, for having the nerve to come here today. I know you're masked, but even so, we know who you are, and we certainly wouldn't want to help you in any way possible.
Well, thank you again
We
very
want
much.
to keep your claim to that title.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, that bomb interview is here.
Sakes. Wilbur!
Hello, Bobby. Hey.
Wilbur Feely, the world-famous bomb deactivator, back again.
Thank you very much.
Tell us, where have your travels been taking you
Well, mostly back to the doctor for checkups
since the last
since the
time?
last bomb deactivation experimentation.
Uh-huh. Well, now here in this huge box, I gather, is what would be considered a blockbuster, right?
That's right. This is a small, comparatively small 30-pounder
Mm-hmm.
that I brought along for experimental purposes. It is much similar to the last one, which I deactivated unsuccessfully.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, now, Wilbur, again, I think...
I'm going to step out now, Ray, if you want
right.
to carry on.
I think Bob and I will go outside, and I think it would be better if you just described what you were doing, Wilbur,
Well, all right.
as you go
If
along.
I may have that lapel microphone.
All right. And good luck to you, Wilbur. I'll see you around.
No danger in your staying here, if you care to. I've got my tools here and my lapel microphone. The bomb is on the table. First, we have to remove the nose cone or cap. And we do that very carefully so as not to jingle the bomb. Now, we just lay it on the table. There. This exposes the 3 wires, which I'm sure you're familiar with, the green, the red, and the blue. The secret, of course, in deactivating a bomb successfully is to snip the wires in the proper succession. Blue, green, and red is the way I guess this one is set up. So first, we carefully snip the blue one. And everything is okay. Now it's a toss-up between the green or the red. Doesn't really make too much difference at this point because it's after you snip 2 that something could go wrong if the other one remaining is the wrong one. So I'll snip the red one. And 2/3 of our job is done. Now, it's a matter of snipping the 3rd or the green wire. The bomb then will be completely deactivated. I'm just going to turn my head slightly the other way as I snip number 3.